Hey everybody, Preston Poulter here with Pocket Jacks Comics, and I'm still playing hooky from studying law, but there's a lot of interesting news coming in today. I thought I just have to talk about it. Disney is issuing copyright strikes for people who have been using a deleted scene from Captain Marvel and commenting on it. That's the headline. It's going to take a little bit to unwrap because I'm going to have to give you some backstory. So first off, what is a copyright strike? Okay, so initially, before Google bought YouTube, people were posting content to, YouTube, and then the copyright holders were suing YouTube for, republisher liability. See, I did work the law in there. Check that out. But when Google purchased it, they're like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give copyright holders an easier way to argue that a clip belongs, rightfully belongs to them. So they created a copyright system where if you're a copyright holder, you can go onto YouTube. If there's a video, like for instance, Standoff at Sparrow Creek, the movie I produced in Dallas here last year, I do find copies of that on YouTube, and I do give that to the distributor and go, hey, you should file a copyright strike on these guys because they shouldn't be doing that. And that's what the copyright system is for. Now, the way Google did it is it's kind of broken. A lot of YouTubers have commented on this. I don't need to expand upon it much, except to say that there is no penalty for going on and saying, hey, this is my content. And when you do, the monetization, you have options. One, you can remonetize that video so that you get the revenue off of it. Or two, and this is harsher to the YouTuber in question, you can flag it as a copyright strike and have it taken down. And then if that happens in, I believe it's like a 6-month period, if you get 3 strikes, YouTube will delete your channel. So it's pretty harsh. And that is what Disney has been doing for people who are using the clip of Captain Marvel, which I can't show you. So I will just describe the clip. But let me give you the next piece of backstory, which is YouTuber Timcast said, I bet I can get the left to defend fascism. So he used that deleted scene from Captain Marvel, where at that point in the story, she is fighting for the Kree. And that's, she's wearing the greenish Kree outfit, which she later changes to be, Captain Marvel. And at that point, she is on Earth doing Kree business and therefore has a license to do bad things because she's fighting for the wrong side at that point in the story. And some guy says she should smile more, and she beats him up and takes his motorcycle. And the thing is, in that clip, right, it's like it's tapping into that feminist rage of how dare that man tell her she need and be a sexist pig. I don't want to smash him in the face, and that's what Captain Marvel's doing. She's smashing him in the face. But at the time, the way we're kind of, as a writer forgiving it is that, well, she was fighting for the bad guys at that point. But so Timcast, Tim Pool makes this argument of, oh, watch, I'll get the left to defend fascism by saying, look at what Captain Marvel's doing. And then the left, all came out on his Twitter of, oh, she had a right to. Why? Because they like seeing that guy smashed in the face. And they compared it to this clip of the Terminator from Terminator 2, where he goes in and demands,
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
demands some rather specific things. So the thing is that, and as I have told people, the original Terminator movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger played the villain, which, by the way, a little bit of backstory, that wasn't, initially he got tapped to play the hero, but he was, really passionate that the machine needed to have an understanding of guns and needed to act in a certain way, that James Cameron was like, well, how do you feel about just playing the Terminator? And Arnold Schwarzenegger decided, okay, I want to do that. And so he ended up playing the villain. And then in Terminator 2, we, as the audience, at that point when it didn't come out, didn't know necessarily. I mean, if you were researching the movie, you would have known. But if you were just going in as a casual observer, you didn't know that the Terminator had been reprogrammed to be a good character. And so at this point in the Terminator story, just like at this point in the Captain Marvel story, they're doing villainous actions. Although later on we find out, that the Terminator had been reprogrammed to be good. But again, if you're a cyborg programmed just to kill, you don't really have morality. And of course, the thing in Terminator 2 is we're teaching the machine morality, good from wrong, and at this point in the story, we are showing the audience that the Terminator doesn't understand right and wrong. He only understands the mission of I have to defend John Connor, and whatever I have to do in order to do that is fine. So the fact that Captain Marvel fans are like, well, the Terminator did it, I'm like, okay, that is not a defense. So Tim Cast more or less started this debate, and Disney apparently didn't like the way it was going because, as I just elaborated for you, Captain Marvel was, kind of doing some not so good things. And of course, Disney could argue, well, yeah, but she was doing it for the Kree. But the thing is that it was showing how biased all the fans were. The fans were like, yes, we love seeing Captain Marvel smash men. That's what the fans like. They're like, if we could just make a movie of just a strong woman just beating the crap out of men, it seems like feminists would want to go and support that for whatever reason. And of course, now the mask is coming off of social justice, and we're seeing the very violent interior thoughts. And Disney apparently did not like that. So what they've been doing is they've been going and issuing copyright strikes. So there's just a whole bunch. I'm just putting right here, a whole bunch of YouTubers have come out, one of the biggest is Geeks and Gamers, and saying, Disney had my video taken down. Now, there is a way to dispute that, and this is one of the incidents of fair use, well-documented incidents of fair use, is the using for commentary, which clearly all these people were doing. Of course, the way that the YouTube copyright strike system works, a lot of times the copyright holder gets to be judge, jury, and executioner unless you're prepared to retain an attorney and take them to court. Which is why I'm in law school, and I probably need to get back to that. But I thought this was interesting. If anything, it shows what, kind of the dark underbelly of all that compassionate social justice stuff you see kind of being bantied about by the likes of Brie Larson. Anyway, speaking of social justice, I have a comic book that is set in communism, so I get to explore some of the dark things that go on in a society dedicated towards social justice and run by essentially popular vote. It follows the deadliest female fighter pilot in world history. She fought for the Soviet Union during the Second World War. Her name is Lily Litviak, or known by her aviator call sign, What Lily. We are doing Kickstarter right now for issue 3. It's got 1 week left. There's a link for that down in the description. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.